Wow, that's 15 watts off of that battery pack. That's incredible. Stick around and we'll get right to it. Hey, welcome back guys, Jason Cam for ACK. Today I wanted you guys to take a look at this cool little USB DC digital tester that I've got my hands on. This is something, I'm a big believer guys in having the right test gear for your shack, and this is just one of those cool little items that I like to have around. It will do a lot of testing of USB devices and some DC devices like you saw in the opening portion of this particular video. Now, what I wanted to take a look at, we've got this plugged in. Let's look. This is a Ugreen 100 watt power bank. And this is one that I picked up. It's very similar to my Anker 737, but the form factor is different on this one and it fits better in one particular kit that I've got. But I wanted to do a little bit of testing with it and make sure that it was going to work the way I expected it to. So right now we've got a USB-C trigger cable connected to this. That's coming out from this. The meter is plugged directly into this battery. And one of the things that I was checking is as I adjust the voltage on this trigger cable. Let me see if I can get that little thing in there. I was just wanting to make sure that everything kind of matched up and worked the way I expected. So we're getting 12.2 over here, and you're seeing 12.2 right there as well. We'll move it down to 9 volts. We get that there. And let's see, 5 volts. And yep, we're getting 5.21 here, 5.2 there. Now, not every battery bank is capable of doing like 12 volts. So some of these battery banks will not negotiate that 12 volt when you get them. So that's one of the things I always like to check and make sure that a battery bank is capable of doing, because I have a lot of need for 12 volts, just like all of you. There, we're back to 15.2 volts. And we're now at 20.2. This is showing 20.23. Now, in addition to just showing you kind of the voltage, you notice that we're also getting the amps, the watts, and the resistance. Now, I don't pay much attention to the resistance, but I'm definitely usually watching the amps and the watts. Okay, so now that we've verified that this battery bank will give us all the voltages that we need by this trigger cable, let's see about charging the Yaesu VX6 here, and let's see what kind of amps and watts we get. We've got this set back to 12.2 volts. We've got the yellow barrel connector. I've just got a little stack of these with various sizes in it. We'll grab the yellow one. That plugs on to the end, just like that. And let's go ahead and get that connected to the radio, and let's see. We can see that the radio is definitely charging. We're reading that 12.2 volts. We're pulling about 0.3 amps or 3.72 watts, 3.73 watts, somewhere right around in there. You do see the resistance of 39.9. So it's definitely capable of doing this. Now, one of the things that kind of surprised me is what you saw this battery doing in the very opening sequence of this video, and that was running that FX4CR radio. So let's take another look at that real quick. All right, so I changed the test setup just a little bit this time. The trigger cable is plugged in via USB-C to the battery pack, and then we're using the 5.5 barrel connector coming into the meter itself. On the other side of that meter is this style connector, and I've got the female version of that we're connecting to that. That comes over to Anderson power poles and ultimately plugs into the side of the radio. We do have the radio on a dummy load, and this radio is perfectly happy at 15.2 volts. I believe it's up to 16 or 17 volts that this radio is able to accept. So I just wanted to kind of check and see if this would run, this battery would run this, and I wanted to kind of see what numbers we're able to pull from this. So we're in CW mode right here. Let's see. Yep, okay. We're in CW mode, there we go. And you can see that we're pulling 15 watts right now, and that's pulling 43 watts from the battery, 2.87 amps, and we've dropped down just under the voltage level. Now, I do know that that is the max pretty much that I can draw using this radio is at 15 watts. If I try to crank this thing up to the 20 watts, which is full output for this radio, it's going to shut down this battery. So we'll go ahead and we'll just key this up, and Last time I did this, it shut that battery down almost immediately, and I'm shocked that it's not shutting the battery down again. A while ago, I did get an error on the battery as indicated right here. This is 97% right now is what it's showing us. But earlier it shut down and would not power that when I did a dead key on CW at 20 watts. And if you look right here, we're at 19.8. And this battery is actually capable of running this. Now, I probably wouldn't run it like that all the time. You can see our voltage is dropping here and over here. So I probably wouldn't run this like this all the time. I would keep that power cut down if I was going to run it on this particular battery. But it just shows you the versatility of this battery, and having a meter like this gives you a lot of good information when you're testing a new setup. I'll leave links to all of these little pieces and parts down in the description below if you're interested in picking them up. I enjoy having this kind of gear in the shack so that I can run these tests whenever I get an idea for a new setup. If you found today's information helpful, give us a thumbs up before you head off. We will see you guys on the next one. Until then, 7-3.